The European Union is living a defining moment. The sense of urgency is upon us. Geopolitical tensions have risen over the last weeks. Multilateralism is under enormous pressure, and so is the rules-based international order. Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine entered its third year, and the threat is representing it as a wider implications for Europe and international security. This is exactly why last week the European Council took fast and ambitious decisions on defence and Ukraine. We are putting our money where our mouth is. We are delivering on what we promised. 3 years ago, precisely, in Versailles, we decided to boost Europe's defence, to build the Europe of defence. 3 years ago, we laid the foundation of what we decided last week. Over the last 3 years, Member States increased their defence spending by 30%. Over the last 3 years, on average, among the 23 European Union Member States that are in NATO, we reach the NATO target for 2024 of 2% of GDP. Now we are going much further. In 1 month, working hand in hand with the European Commission, we have kick-started the Europe of Defence. On the 3rd of February, in the informal leaders' meeting, with the special participation of the British Prime Minister and the Secretary-General of NATO, we opened the way for decisions. Last week, the Commission anticipated some of its proposals on defence financing, which were the basis for European Council decisions. In this special European Council, we decided to invest in the priority areas already defined by the European Defence Agency, reflecting the lessons learned from the war in Ukraine and in full coherence with NATO. Air and missile defence, artillery systems, missiles and ammunition, drones and anti-drone systems, strategic enablers, military mobility, artificial intelligence, cyber and electronic warfare. We have also decided to mobilise more public and private funds for our defence. We welcome the Commission's initiative to dedicate €150 billion of additional defence spending to funding the capabilities we urgently need. In addition to the loan instrument proposed by the Commission, leaders were clear that we need flexibility with the Stability and Growth Pact, and in the use of the European funds will also be important to provide more public money for the defence sector where Member States decide to do so. The European Investment Bank initiative to broaden its mandate for more loans to the defence sector will improve access to private financing. Finally, we decided to spend better and more efficiently together, with joint procurement, ensuring standardisation and simplifying permitting and reporting requirements. Our focus is clear. Next week, the Commission and the High Representative will present the White Paper on Defence, and the European Council will continue to take work forward to build our deterrence, to strengthen the security of our continent. Competitiveness and defence must go hand in hand to boost Europe's industrial and technological competitiveness, to create jobs, reinforcing economic convergence and the resilience of our values chains networks. It is the right way to make the European Union stronger. It is the right way to protect our citizens and our social model. Mesdames et Messieurs, les efforts que nous
Ladies and gentlemen, the efforts that we are making to spend more in favour of European defence will benefit Ukraine too. The security of Ukraine and that of Europe cannot be dissociated. The main guarantee of security that we can provide is to strengthen the capability that Ukraine has to defend itself and to build up a credible defence which is robust in Europe. Last week, we also tasked the Council to work quickly on new initiatives intended to respond to the urgent needs faced by Ukraine in terms of military and defence. At the same time, we are prepared to support Ukraine when it decides to start negotiations in order to achieve a lasting, just peace. We are encouraging partners to support Ukraine. On Friday, I organised a video conference with the President of the European Commission and the High Representative with NATO partners such as the United States, Canada, Turkey, Norway and Iceland. The Extraordinary Council meeting had just ended and our friends reacted very positively when it came to our decisions and how quickly we had taken them. Our common interest and commitment strengthened our cooperation once again. We have to keep up the pace. At the European Council meeting, which will take place next week, we will continue our discussions and we will take further decisions on competitiveness and on strategic European autonomy. We are all very much aware of the need to catch up when it comes to innovation, productivity and investment. Re-establishing European competitiveness should be the first amongst our priorities. This is an essential issue and will be one which will be addressed at the next European Council meeting. And I will come back to speak to you to tell you what was discussed.
Senhores deputados, hoje não é apenas o terceiro aniversário da Declaração de Versailles.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, 3 years since the Versailles Declaration and 50 years since the first council meeting in 1975. So since I assumed this particular position, we've seen numerous developments. A Europe of defense and prosperity is going to be part of this mandate, integral. These are two linked issues, and it's absolutely clear that strengthening the role of Europe in the world is a strategic choice that has to be made, because in the present context, we have to really strengthen those ties that we have with third countries, those alliances, trade agreements, anything that's associated with development worldwide as well. But at the same time, we see ourselves having to confront serious global challenges. We are a dependable partner, and many countries throughout the world want to work with us together at all levels. 100 days later, we find ourselves in a point where we have to cooperate effectively on all fronts. Thank you very much, Roberta, and thank all of you. Thank you, Ursula, as well. The European institutions, the member states, have to be more united than ever for a strong European Union. In order to move forward, we have to trust ourselves, have confidence. We need more unity as well under these particular geopolitical circumstances. We are seeing situations developing very quickly. But we will be stronger, we will be more robust for peace, prosperity, welfare in Ukraine and in Europe. Thank you very much.
President Costa.